Good morning, traders. It's Douglas on trading. All right, so today, as promised, I'm going to show you a bad trade, a very poor trade that I took on Friday. This is the only trade I took on Friday. I've been taking about one trade a day. Now, the whole week was very good. We didn't have a single losing trade, but that doesn't mean that you didn't make a bad trade. So this is what it looks like when trades go wrong, and then I kind of get saved by the skin of my teeth. I'll show you how that looked. So this is what we were looking at in the morning. Lots of red going on. So sellers are currently in control and they're dominating. This is on the CL futures. Okay, but I'm not showing you the bigger chart, but at the bigger chart for overnight action and all of that, oil had been up quite a bit. So this was just a pullback in my eyes. Okay, so it looks really heavy selling right now, and it is, but because that the entire morning, the entire overnight and all that had been up quite a bit, I figured this was just a pullback and that we would head back up. And as you know, we always look at the ETFs, you know, to get a better idea of what the futures might do. So over in the USO, we're getting down into an area of resistance of buyers. You got 5,400 buyers here. Then you have a nice gap before you get up to the 3,100 sellers. Over in UCO, we are kind of trapped right here. And we've got this little bit of 560. That's not a lot of buyers, but they have been sitting there for at least a minute or two. You got the sellers up top, but then you got more buyers. You can see these two lines down here. Now, there's not a whole lot really going on in the UCO. The USO is the one that's telling you more on this morning. So let's play this out. Let's see what happens. And I'll give you some commentary on really what happened to me here. So if you see that, that's when I got in. I got in right here. And so with this, you can see these little highlighted areas down here of buyers. So the fact that we had come and bounced off those buyers, and then in the USO, it looked like I had decent support, and then I have backup support, okay? So I didn't want to miss out on the trade. I thought that the pullback was done and that we might be headed back up. And so I get in with my 15 tick target, and I just got in too early is the bottom line. And so you see price bounces around and bounces around, and then I darn near get stopped out for about a 20 tick loss. And, but I'll show you what happens, because I get saved by an Iceberg order, okay? I get saved by an Iceberg order. All right, so this is when we're darn near dead. At this point, I was thinking about just exiting my trade, saving myself a few dollars, but I thought, what's a few more dollars now that we're in this far? And if you go over to USO, we got crushed on the buyers. So this is important to show you guys, because for the last few days, every time I have a level like this, it holds and the trade works out. But right now, that simply isn't the case. You can see that we broke through both levels of buyers in the USO. We've got sellers coming in over top. I don't feel good about the trade at all at this point. The only saving grace that we have really is that these buyers have started coming in on the way down, and then we get this big, almost 5,000 buyers bubble right here. And then over in the UCO, likewise, things are not looking good. I'm thinking we're going to come all the way down here now. But we do have this nice big, almost 11,000 buyers just jump in. Bam, right there. Okay. So I don't really know at this point. This is why I said, well, I might as well hold on for my next $30 or $40 or whatever I've got left before it hits my stop. Because I think it's going down. I think we're going to hit this liquidity. I think I screwed up this trade. But the risk is just, I'm already in the risk, basically. So I'm just going to let it play out. Because typically when I start screwing around with things, that's when I regret it. Like if I reverse the trade. So right now in my head, I'm thinking we are going to go down further. Okay. I'm already in the buy side, but I'm thinking we're going to go down further. And so in the past, what I might have done here is not only closed out this trade that I went long on, but then I would have gone short. And then you would have seen that that wouldn't have worked out to me too well. And that's how I would end up losing a large portion of my account all in one day, as I would do these flip trades. You know, I'd say, it's going against my trade. So now I'll just flip the trade. And then it would immediately reverse as soon as I flipped, start going back the other way. I'd flip the trade again, and then it would come back down, and then I would just chop myself to pieces. And so really been working on that, trying not to just be my own worst enemy, because that's the main thing that holds us back in trading, really. So we get super close to my stop, but those big buy bubbles that we saw on the ETFs have really held up and saved me here for the time being. And what you'll see, you've got 100 over 100 buyers right here on the Iceberg order. So these sellers push down right into a big iceberg. Okay, so they push down right into the big iceberg. That's exactly when the ETFs had the big buy bubbles. And that is what saved me, is that combination of all the big boys all came in at once. They came in on the USO ETF, they came in on the UCO ETF, and then they came in on the futures. And I chickened out, the trade. So I was up here originally for my $150 for the 15 ticks. And after we got up and started bouncing around here again, I just couldn't stomach the idea that I basically had my life saved here on this trade, and I was up 30 bucks. So I just closed out and said enough is enough, because I've been in this trade too long. And if it had given me all this back after I thought I was toast, and then come back down, it kind of would have been devastating mentally, to the trader mindset. So I said, I'm just going to lock in that 30 bucks because I almost don't even deserve that. And then of course it goes right up to where my original target was. And then this is kind of the fun part right here. Comes up almost to the tick of that target, maybe a tick past, and then it starts going down. Now the rest of the day, it basically ranges out. It ranges out almost all day long within kind of this period here. There wasn't a lot of good trading. Towards the end of the day, it finally does break out and go long, but most of it was just kind of torturously slow back and forth. So I'm kind of glad that I was just done after that trade, even though I only made $30. But for the whole week was fantastic. This really made up for, was it like 2 to 3 weeks ago, I almost tore my account apart doing that whole flip trade thing that I was talking about. And so I had to back down my contracts to one contract, get my head on straight. This is how you protect your account. Okay, if you start screwing up, you got to back down the risk so you feel more comfortable, so you can think more clearly. And we've been slowly building it back, because this week, like I said, I didn't have a single losing trade. Last week, I can't remember, but I'm not sure I had a single losing trade last week either. Okay, so we only have maybe a couple more days and we'll be back to my original account balance before the big losing streak that I went on. Okay, so hopefully we can get to that and then move beyond and start making some real money. So that's the goal. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And of course, tickle those like buttons, tickle the dislike buttons. I don't care. Let me know what you want to see. If you want to see more trading, if you want to see more indicator videos, whatever you want, boys, I'm here for you. All right, that's it. I'm out.